Welcome everybody back to Boost in Motion, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Thank you. So welcome back everybody. So I want to talk to you guys about this. Infiniti released this QX60 monogram. It's pretty much how the monogram pretty much means what the exterior of the car is going to look like. Now, within a month, somewhere in November 2020, they're going to be releasing the QX55, which is supposed to be the replacement of the FX. Yes, the FX. Now, why is this important? Why should you even care? Because you guys are Nissan Infiniti enthusiasts like me, right? And at the end of the day, we might have Q50s, we may have 370Zs, we may have G35s, but at some point, your wife or your partner is gonna have to get a crossover utility. It's just more versatile. It gives you more seating comfort because most of us are gonna have families at one point, right? Come on, let's be honest, right? Pretty much, we already know, number one, they're going to show a monogram of the QX55, which is supposed to be released as a 2021 model. Now, on top of that, they have some spy shots of the 2021 or 2022 QX60. Now, number one, you guys care about this. Boost. We see that you put up the pictures of the interior. The interior looks a lot nicer. Now, I'm happy Infiniti is going to be redoing the interiors and doing something else new. Yes, that's good. But now let's talk about performance, because the idea is, will they make a sport-oriented version of these cars coming in the future? And honestly, I gotta tell you guys, I have no idea. Remember, I don't work for Infiniti. I'm not affiliated with anyone from Infiniti. But knowing that they want to go to an electrified future and/or hybrid future, I don't really see them actually doing this. At least with the QX60. And here's why. Reason being is the Pathfinder is pretty much transverse mounted. Which means that the motor sits sideways in the front like Maximus, right? But anyways, moving forward with that, why am I saying this? Reason being is they kept this 3.5 V6 with an all-wheel drive in the Pathfinder for ages. But the Pathfinder is pretty much the QX60, right? Just a nicer version. Now, knowing that they want to go to this electrified future, these are some of the honest opinions what I think the drivetrain will be. Number one, maybe they may keep the 3.5 V6. I don't want them to, but they could if they really wanted to. Yes, they can. But to be fair, let's scrap that idea. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Even though we love the VQ motor, we know it ain't gonna go anywhere compared to its competitors, which went to either a 4-cylinder turbo or some kind of other derivative drivetrain. Yes, I don't see this happen. Here's the second option, and I gotta think this is probably the most important option. I think it would actually happen. I do see them putting the 2.0, repeat, the 2.0 variable compression ratio motor in it. This is the motor that you see in the Ultimas, and you also see in the QX50. I see them doing this because they already have it as a newer motor that they do use in some of their current models, and I do see this being put in that car. Now, transmission wise, remember it's transverse. I see them putting a CVT in it. Reason being is they have a CVT in the QX50. I know you guys are already hitting the dislike button. Remember, I'm not Infiniti. I don't think they should do that. But there's no newer front transverse mounted transmission that has been made in the Infiniti Infiniti community. At least I haven't seen anybody even do their due diligence and find out if Infiniti has released any patents on new transmissions and stuff like that for their platforms or Nissan for their platforms. So I don't see a 7, 8, or 9-speed transmission being used, but you never know. You never know. But I don't see it, unfortunately. Now, let's move forward off of that. To be honest with you guys, I would rather them pick the 3.5 over the 2.0, but both ways the transmission sucks. No one cares about the CVTs. And you guys that are watching, let's be straight up honest. Hit the like button right now. you guys that don't really care about cars in the sense of speed, you still like the traditional feeling of a 7-speed, 8-speed, or 9-speed transmission. Even regular people, they enjoy the feeling of the car changing gears. CVT actually dumbs down the feeling of driving it to the point that you're feeling like, oh my god, this stinks. And it is what it is. I've even had a female from who got in the CVT and was just like, yo, this sucks. This sucks. But anyways, moving forward, this is just me ranting. Do I see them making a longitudinal drivetrain? Pretty much this is the same thing of the engine pretty much running parallel with the car and or from the front to back, like the Q50s and the Q60s, right? They can possibly do it, knowing that the Nissan Titan has that. They have a 9-speed transmission. You know what I'm saying? They could do it. Nissan could do it. And I think if they put that into their new QX60, it'll actually give a better feeling of driving the car. Pretty much reason why I'm saying this is because if they pretty much make the QX55, which is pretty much supposed to be the FX replacement, they just make it slightly larger and just swap the motor from longitudinal, from transverse to longitudinal, then it'll be a better car and a better feeling car to drive. And now it's going to give you even better options when it comes to a driving train, such as the VR30. Now, most of you guys, let's be honest, you guys got a Q50, right? You got a Q60, right? And you got a kid, and you're like, or 2 kids, and you're like, no, I need more space. Because if you got Q60 and 2 kids, you're insane. But if you got 2 kids, you're like, you know what, I want to grow up and I want to get I don't want to say grow up, but like, I want to get a car with more space and more seats. You have to either look at what Infiniti has, and you're like, this stinks. Or you start looking at BMW, Audi, or even Volkswagen, and you'll see what their cars offer. Or even American, and just get a Cherokee. And you would like that a lot more. But you would like the fact of knowing that you still have the same drivetrain such as the VR30. And then also getting a crossover utility with a VR30 in it. So I think that would be something that really dope that I would have no problem with them doing. Making it longitudinal mounted. Even if they keep the 7-speed transmission, which I don't think they will, because the Titan is gonna it has a 9-speed transmission. So I would love to see them actually do that. But here's the thing. We're talking about the one thing and that's going on right now that most people are not understanding. The world now is trying to push more forward into not even fuel efficient, electrified vehicles, so that we can stop killing the earth. We're gonna have people going back and forth about this because we're all petrolheads. We love gasoline. We like to go fast and stuff. But at some point in our future, a lot of our cars are gonna be electrified and/or hybrids, right? So Infiniti had already made a statement that they want to be fully electrified, I think by 2026 or something like that, or and/or hybrid, right? That's a big thing to try to go for, but doesn't mean that it can't be done. So here are some of the other options that, particularly, I'm going to give you my opinion on. Number 1, a hybrid drivetrain from the Nissan Leaf and a few other makes and models they made even in the past. Even the Q50 hybrid, remember that car exists, right? They may choose to make it a hybrid vehicle. Knowing that they had the technology that was put into the Q60 Black S, which is pretty much, I think it was a parallel hybrid. What this means is, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, what this means is they'll have a small displacement gasoline motor, right? This gasoline motor would charge the battery packs and/or generator/motors. Now, these electric motors will be on the front drive line and the front drive line, right? The front axle and back axle, which means 2 electric motors and pretty much the engine to charge the battery and/or generators, right? But here's the thing. The engine is not connected to the drivetrain. It just powers the batteries, which powers the electric motors that drives the car, which necessarily means you're driving on an electric platform, but it's being powered by a gasoline motor, small displacement one. So one of the options I actually see happening there is that they may take their same 2-liter motor that they already have out, right? Or even maybe a budget 2-liter 1.8, whatever motor they have on Ultimas or something, and they might put that in there. Excuse me, guys. And that is going to actually allow the car to be fueled by gasoline, so you guys can still go to the gas stations, but it's gonna be driven on electricity, which means you get the power and initial torque of an electrified platform, which is actually super dope. Only a few cars out there do something like this, and Infiniti from the past always one of the first companies to try to innovate stuff and or be the first ones to jump into stuff, and then all of the manufacturers come into this. So I think this is still a great idea, because I definitely take this as the branch on going into an electrified future. Right? So hopefully they get it right, and this is some of the technology that's actually on the Q60 Black S. Two, the second option I think that may honestly happen is they actually may drop a full electrified version, an electric crossover, knowing that they have what the Ford Mach-E, Ford Mustang Mach-E that's out. You also have the Tesla the bigger version. You guys know what I'm talking about. These crossover electric vehicles, a lot of people really do like it, and even something like Jaguar and Porsche and all these other companies are making hybrid crossovers and or electrified ones. So I think Infiniti knows that this is the future, and they want to put their cars out there saying, you know what, you don't have to buy the expensive high brand cars when you can just get a Infiniti, which is just a bit cheaper, and still get the feeling of having a luxurious car. But in all seriousness, they may go to a full electric crossover. I really don't see this happening as only a drivetrain option, because most people don't have houses to be able to charge these cars. Our infrastructure in the United States isn't big enough to have enough charging ports. So I do see this as an option that they may come out with this drivetrain for the people who want to get a full electric car. But I do see two things happening here. Three. Number one, the cheaper version, the 2-liter variable control CVT driveline, transverse mounted. I do see that being the most probable drivetrain. Number two, I do see maybe they may put in the parallel hybrid system where you put gasoline in the car to power the motor, but the motor powers in the battery packs and the generators. I do see that as a second option, because I think that actually makes sense, and that's for the massive amount of people. That's actually pretty cool. I think most people will actually consider that too, because the gas mileage is going to be amazing, right? And the car will be a lot quieter too. Or number three, which would be, I think, is be the smallest market, is a fully electrified QX60. Is this probable? Yes, but knowing that Nissan Infiniti really needs money right now, and they see that electric car prices, sales are going up because of Tesla's cars that are getting purchased. I still think at the end of the day, they want to market to a mass of people who want to get into electric, who want to get into newer QX60s because they're good looking, but also they want to be able to get into a car and never have the anxiety of knowing that if they run out of electricity, where they're going to charge their car. But if they're running out of gas, they could go to any gas station, but also run on electric drivetrain, which is pretty freaking cool. So otherwise, guys, this was kind of a long video. This was more of a rant video / talking about what the next QX60 really may be. And you never know. This video is going to be here, and we'll see in the next year or two if I'm right. If I'm right, if you guys think I'm right, hit the like button. If you don't like what I'm going to say, comment below. Never hit the dislike button. But I do appreciate all you guys who watch my videos from the start to finish. And you guys actually keep the likes up. It's insane. I will get 300 likes and like 2 dislikes. So at least I'm saying stuff that you guys are actually relatable. That find out are relatable. And I'm just super appreciative of that. If you guys want to support me and support the channel, check the Teespring account below for the boostinmotion merch. Yeah, guys, I'm super happy. I'm super appreciative of you guys. Contact me at boostinmotion on IG and boostinmotion on Facebook and gmail.com. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. You have a good day. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Do appreciate you guys. Love you guys very much. You can also check out the 2 links I posted for some of my other videos. Also, on top of that, if you want to purchase some boostinmotion merch, definitely check the link that I posted also. And finally, if you've been watching all my videos and you enjoy them, please hit the link to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you. Thank you.